Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Being a student and simultaneously a YouTuber means that when I'm talking to people and they ask what I do in my free time and if I've got a job, things like that, obviously YouTube comes up in conversation. Now, I say that I post videos about Call of Duty, specifically the zombies mode, and people say, oh, okay, you must just play Call of Duty all day then, you must be a massive gamer. And it's interesting because, yes, I play a fair bit of zombies so that I can record content for you guys, so I can understand the story, so I can solve Easter eggs, so I can really just immerse myself in the mode. But regardless, I sort of hesitate a little when people say, oh, you're a massive gamer then, because I don't really play a lot of games. I just don't have time. Now, this video is covering a game that's not zombies, it's called Firewatch, and it's the first game in ages. I believe the last one was Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, where I've played it from start to finish and actually really enjoyed it. This isn't going to be a review video, nor is it going to be a massive treatise on some concept or theme within the game itself. I won't mention any spoilers, don't worry. And also, just in case you were wondering, I'm not being paid for this. I got a key, but I'm not actually receiving any monetary payment for my video. So I wanted to post a little bit of gameplay of the game because I really like the art style. I think it looks visually really nice. The kind of marshmallowy visuals are just spot on. In fact, you could refer to them as bang on, mate. But the other thing that I wanted to post this video for was to talk a little about what makes a game and what makes a gamer a gamer. The premise in Firewatch, and I was really excited for it when it first got announced, by the way, when I first saw that reveal and it was described as this kind of murder mystery scenario in this, or rather set around this Firewatch, it just sounded really cool to me. I'm a massive Sherlock Holmes fan. I love that sort of stuff. Detective fiction and crime and stuff like that is great. And so when this got announced, I was like, hey, you know what? That sounds like it could be really damn fun. I really liked the idea. I didn't know at the time how it would actually play, what the sort of gameplay style would be like, how long it would take and things like that. But obviously now that I have played it, it took me, spoiler alert, in case you don't want to know how long the game is, it took me about, I'd say, 4 hours, probably, roughly. And in that time, I didn't really feel like I was doing much. I was moving from location to location. I was listening intently to the dialogue because the dialogue in this game is fantastic. I loved every second of it. None of it felt boring. None of it felt tedious. It was always sort of snappy, just pretty damn well written in my opinion overall, and thankfully so because it really drives the game and it's pretty much all there is to it.
I'm having a hell of a time getting this fucking flapjack off his ass and out to repair that wire.
Excuse me, flapjack?
You know, like a loser, a chotch.
I really don't, but I do now.
Yes, you're climbing around, you're going to be pressing spacebar to do things like rappel down ravines or climb up rocks, open doors, that sort of thing. Fairly straightforward stuff. There's never a point where you really need to be able to aim. There's never a point where you need to really solve any puzzles or anything like that. As long as you can use your compass, which is somewhat satisfying for some reason. I don't really know why. It just felt good. There's something oddly fulfilling about just wandering around this marshmallowy landscape and using your compass to get from point A to B. But I digress. There was never a point where I really felt like I was gaming. This could have been an interactive novel that sort of gave me audio quotes as I turned the pages. This could have been a film in the cinema that I had to press a button in front of me to go to the next scene in or something like that. It didn't ever really feel like I was in a game. And yet, it's a video game. They say at the end of the game when the credits roll, a video game by Campo Santo, and yet for some reason, despite the fact that there was some sort of gamification in there, like go to location A and do things B, C, and D while you're there, and then you'll have completed your objective, that kind of thing, like mini quests. I guess maybe the reason it never really crossed into game territory in my brain is that in some games, like Call of Duty, for example, you'll be playing the campaign and it will feel like the story is there to trigger certain events that are fun to play. It's the classic sort of Michael Bay Call of Duty approach. But this felt much more like the game was only there so they could tell this story to you. The story was interesting, I was invested in it, I wanted to know how it turned out in the end and things like that. But the game elements themselves were much more there to advance the story rather than to really do anything else or have any satisfying gameplay moments. I personally have nothing wrong with that, and I actually quite like it. I think it's quite an endearing feature of a title. Games like Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, this game, Dear Esther, that sort of thing just really appeals to me. I love when the narrative is what drives the game itself, and I think that's why in the zombies mode, despite the fact that it's obviously entrenched in the gameplay, that's kind of the draw to it for me, is the fact that I find the story really interesting, and that fuels my passion to keep exploring and keep playing and keep basically following it and making videos for all of you guys. It's really the catalyst for a lot of the stuff that I do. And so when a game comes along like Firewatch, it kind of tickles my fancy in a way, and it's just the sort of thing that I really enjoy. But does it really qualify to be a game? I'd be really interested to hear in the comments if you guys have picked this up. It's pretty cheap, I believe. It's definitely not full price. But let me know, A, if you've picked it up, B, if you've played through it by now, because it's not a long game like I mentioned, and C, what your thoughts are, having played through, or maybe you're only halfway, or you're only just starting now. I'd be intrigued to hear what you guys think, because personally, I think, yeah, okay, sure, it's absolutely a video game. Why would it not be? That's absurd. But then I think, okay, if I only played games like this, would I really consider myself a gamer? And for some reason there's a bit of a breakdown, there's some hesitation, and so it's a question that I will leave for you guys to answer in the comments section. Every now and then on my channel, I'm going to be breaking things up with videos of other games, just because otherwise I'm literally going to go mad. I will lose my marbles, and this is the only thing keeping me sane right now, so apologies if you don't like it. If you've got to this point in the video and you're still watching, holy moly, thank you so much. It might sound weird. Yep, you've just watched 6 minutes and 25 seconds or something of me talking about a game that's not zombies, and I'm thanking you for it. But honestly, it means a massive, massive amount when you guys give me a chance to make content that isn't just related to this one game that I've been playing for 6 years. Scratch that, 8 years actually. So thank you so, so much, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks again. Bye-bye.